Sora 2 is easily one of the most powerful AI video models ever released, but if you've actually tried using it, you already know the problem. The outputs can feel unpredictable, shots don't always flow, characters change, visuals drift, and instead of cinematic structure, you often get randomness. That's not a Sora 2 problem, it's actually a control problem. Today, I'm going to show you how Flover AI fixes that. Let's dive in. Now, Flover 2 sits at the very top of AI video generation. It understands motion, lighting, composition, and realism at a level most models can't even touch. But raw power isn't always enough for professional creators. When Sora 2 is used directly, results often feel fragmented. One clip looks great, the next doesn't match. Or perhaps the camera logic breaks, characters subtly change between shots, and you end up burning time regenerating instead of just creating. For casual experimentation, that might be fine, but for filmmakers, content creators, and agencies, consistency and control matter a lot more than novelty. That is the gap that Flover AI is designed to fill. Now, Flover AI, we're in right now, and you can see it's a pretty intuitive site. You've got your prompt box, you've got generate, and what really matters here is the models that we can choose from, which would be Sora 2, and the skills here that we can use as well. So you can think of skills as a professional assistant director for Sora 2. Instead of manually engineering dozens of prompts and hoping things align, skills translates your creative intent into a structured, repeatable workflow that Sora 2 can execute reliably. This removes the guesswork, and you stop fighting randomness rather than getting inconsistent results. With skills, Sora 2 becomes predictable, not weaker, but more usable. You move from trial and error generation to professional grade execution in minutes. Now, one of the best skills is the rich multi-shot playthrough skills. Let's actually test this right now, because most video tools are limited to short, rigid clips that feel disconnected. This unlocks Sora 2's ability to generate long-form cinematic sequences up to around 12 seconds long with proper pacing and flow. So let's go ahead and select this, and we can see already we have this prompt bar filled out. Now, with this prompt, we can basically, instead of getting single static shots, get montage-style storytelling. So that would be natural camera transitions, dynamic framing, and visual variety without manual prompt micromanagement. So for our prompt here, we're going to go create a short trailer for a cop show. And that should be our whole prompt. So let's go ahead and press generate. Now we can see we are in a different screen. So this is our storyboarding screen, and we can go ahead and look at the timeline there as well. You can also see the prompt that we just put in, and we can see that Flover is already running. And now, after a short amount of time, we can see that it's actually gone ahead and created a few tasks for itself and completed those tasks. So here we can see visual assets generating, agent analysis completed, and then we can see assets configured, generating assets, and that is where we are right now, in which, yes, we do have a small storyboard here, in which we can see that we do have our detective Marcus Hale, and yes, it's creating this character for us using Gemini 3 Pro. Once it's got these elements, it's going to create other characters as well here. So we can see Jessica Vane, rookie officer in her 20s, wearing a tactical vest, energetic and determined. That's currently generating now. Then we have the hooded suspect, and it keeps going down to basically fill out this trailer for us. So we've got different shots, and we even have the narration and music here. Now the key here is dynamic multi-shot cutting. Flover AI automatically handles shot sequencing, so the final output feels intentional, not just stitched together. The results look far closer to real filmmaking than traditional AI video generation. And of course, one of the biggest frustrations with Sora 2 is character drift. Faces subtly change, wardrobe shifts, environments don't quite match between the shots. Flover AI solves this by combining Nano Banana Pro. Flover AI solves this by combining Nano Banana Pro with Sora 2 to lock critical visual elements. This includes a stable start frame, locked key elements like characters and environments, and by anchoring the generation to a consistent visual foundation, every shot builds on the last instead of diverging from it. The result is continuity, the same character, the same scene, the same visual identity across the entire sequence. Another major advantage of skills is that they enforce filmmaking's best practices automatically. For example, many skills start with a medium shot to establish characters and spatial context clearly. This is something experienced filmmakers do instinctively, but AI models don't do on their own. Flover AI applies these cinematic rules behind the scenes with logical shot progression, proper framing, and visual storytelling structure. This means creators can focus on story, mood, and creativity, not just technical directing. And once we're happy with everything here concerning the characters, we can just say okay, and then it's going to create this for us. So now we can see it's generated a few scenes, and if we do look at our character here, we can scroll down and see that that character is consistent in these scenes. So that's something that's fantastic, and I haven't seen other models do this well. Next is generating the music and sound. So it's going to use AI to generate the trailer score, which is fantastic because we don't have to go ahead and do that manually or pay a composer ridiculous amounts of money. And after a short amount of time, it's come back with a trailer here. So let's go ahead and watch this to see what it looks like.
Watch the corners. Stay tight.
Police! Hands in the air! Don't you move! Drop it!
I didn't do it! Back off!
You think this is a game? This city doesn't forgive. And neither do I.
Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, we can go in and change specific shots or just go ahead and change the music as well here. But I do love that there is this timeline that we can go ahead and just edit any part of this. Now, Flover AI also exports projects for professional editors. What that means is you can bring your generated sequences directly into tools like Premiere Pro or CapCut. You can do this by simply pressing export, and then we're going to get the option to basically download a video, a Premiere Pro file, or go with all files here, in which we can then go ahead and export that and import it into our preferred program. Now, this is critical for high-end creators who want AI-assisted generation without sacrificing editorial control. Flover AI doesn't replace editing, it just accelerates the creative pipeline, making professionals have a much easier time creating clips or full trailers like we've seen here today without needing to go in too manually with it. Now, my final thoughts here are that Sora 2 is an incredible engine, but engines still need control systems. Flover AI skills turn Sora 2 into a reliable cinematic production tool instead of a creative gamble. You get consistency, structure, and professional output without fighting the model. If you register using the link in the description, you can skip the waitlist for this and actually receive 1,000 free credits to start using Flover AI immediately. So if you're serious about AI video creation, this is the one tool you should absolutely explore. That's going to be it from me. Have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next one.